Right, look like it has went live.
Oh my God, it's going. Well, it's going the complete wrong way.
Okay, look like I'm live. Make sure my sound is okay. All right. All right, good peoples. Good afternoon. How y'all doing? As always, y'all know how we got to start this off. Y'all let me know y'all can hear me. And oh, oops, forgot to cut the camera on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Tony Stark is definitely.
All right, maybe that will work.
Changing my skin. So.
All right, look like the camera is on. Yeah, y'all let me know y'all can hear me. Y'all let me know y'all can see me. Sorry, guys. Something as usual with this technology. Something happened with the computer. I had to restart everything. So, yeah, y'all can let me know. Y'all can hear me and y'all can see me, and we can
If y'all asking,
go ahead and speak on the topic at hand. All right. All right, Kerr said loud and clear. All right, we're going to get right into it, guys. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about a story. Kerr sent me this story, but I'm kind of somewhat late on it and whatnot, and it got a little twist to it. You know, Jill Sidebotham. Did I say it right or wrong? How say your last name again? Sidebotham? How do I say that?
Sidebotham.
Sidebotham. Ooh, I'm so bad
Yes.
with. I'm so bad.
That's
with
all right.
Sorry about that. Okay, guys, what we have here, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Ron. What we have here, how the story is going, the meat and potatoes of the story is, his daughter and this man by the name of Nick disappeared after a camping trip and was last seen at a Walmart that I read up on and haven't been seen since. This happened back in either July or August. Now, bring us to the present. We've been told that they have been found. Mr. Ron wanted to give him a voice and speak on this because, from my understanding, you know, he don't know what's going on. He kind of skeptical about the situation, which any father probably would be, you know, after what I heard today. Bro, if you don't mind, I want to play the clip from what I heard earlier before I bring you up on the screen. I want to play this clip where the guy, they claim they talked to him. And this is what he had to say, guys. So I'm going to let y'all listen to this. Then after this, we're going to let Mr. Ron speak on this situation, see what's going on with this. So, guys, the police claim they talked to Nick. And this is what Nick had to say about the situation.
The Sanford mother, child, and boyfriend missing for more than 2 months have come forward saying that they are safe and sound.
But they have no plans to return home to Maine. News 8's Jim Keithley explains how 8 Investigates played a role in helping police bring a conclusion to this case.
It began with an email to 8 Investigates. Jill Sidebotham saying she's far from missing. We turned that information over to the Sanford PD.
Detectives were able to track down Jill Sidebotham, Nick Hansen, and their 2-year-old daughter, who'd gone off on a camping trip at the end of June. On Wednesday, Nick Hansen called 8 Investigates Terry Stack.
Mr. Ron, before going further, people in the chat saying they hear the children in the background. Are you able to get in a more secure, quiet place so they can hear you?
I might be able to. Hold on one second.
All right. And I'm going to continue to play this clip.
Stack House. A day later, he did a video conference with police, and they sent in local law enforcement from another state to confirm their well-being. The family requested they keep their location and reasons for leaving private. Nick Hansen communicating with us over the phone again today, telling us what they've been doing.
We've slowly hopscotch across the country, and we'll go town to town to town, and we go to church regularly now, which is a new thing for both of us. Weekly we go to church, and 99.9% of the time I can find side work in a church.
Nick Hansen said that they have no plans to return to Maine, saying they left a toxic situation.
There was no toxic anything here. I mean, we were the house all the kids wanted to come to and hang out with our kids.
Jill Sidebotham's father, where she lived in Sanford, said he's still baffled by all of this. He can't understand why his daughter has cut off all contact with family and her 10-year-old son, who's in the custody of the boy's father in Sanford.
I have so many more questions now.
Sanford police say we may never get the full story here. It's hard to tell, they said, who in the mix is being 100% honest. But in their eyes, the case is closed. In Sanford, Jim Keithley, WMTW News 8.
All right, Mr. Ryan, I wanted to play that, and wow, that on the outside looking in, you know, according to oops, hold on. Jesus Christ.
Thanks for checking in with Maine's total
Okay, let me
weather
just
here
answer
on a
this whole
Wednesday.
thing, guys. It's just gonna keep on playing. Okay. All right. All right, now on the outside looking in, yeah, if I was a father, that would be strange to me as well, man. So take us back to how this all first came out, man, to how we got here today. You know, when all this first occurred, how was y'all relationship? What's going on here? Or what do you think happened? Or do you think she's being manipulated? Or what's going on here?
Jeez. You know, everybody's going to say, yeah, that's what a father says, but something about it just isn't jiving right. I'm not sure what it is. There's no reason for Jill, honestly, to have ever, if she made this decision and wanted to do it, were the type of people where she definitely could have spoke to her mother or spoke to one of her two sisters who are very close. I don't know. This raises more questions than it does any resolution. I don't know what this toxic situation that Nick is talking about. I've heard some things now where he's claiming he was stabbed. He wasn't stabbed. Corey was defending himself and not with a knife. It was Nick that had the knife. Jill even wrote out a statement to this. She was very instrumental in having Nick arrested for the felony assault. I mean, if Corey had stabbed him with a knife, they both should have gone to jail. But it didn't happen that way. And I don't know what this talk is about seeing a bruise on Jill's face. He was even, pleading the innocence of I didn't hit her on purpose. I just got up real fast and hit her a second time. And it wasn't that. It was a pissed off hit. I suspect he was drinking. I don't know. I wasn't here when that happened. That's what really angers me. I was not here when that happened. And he claims that I was here when it happened. It was me that had him arrested. It wasn't. I wasn't here when that happened. When he showed up here and busted through my front door. I know for a fact Jill did not go down there and try to intercede. He didn't let anybody know. He just bust through the door. And he claims my wife is in the hospital. She has been in the hospital a few times. She's got some nerve issues in her legs. But this wasn't one of those times. Because when I got home that day from work, first thing my wife did was, "You're not going to believe what happened today." So I don't know. He just seems to be saying, to me, he seems to be saying what people want to hear. It just all sounds so down pat. I mean, we found religion. We go to church every Sunday. And, well, if that's the case, you're going to tell me that none of these people knew that there was... None of these people said, "Hey, we've seen you on TV." I mean, I was on patrol, which is what Live PD is now. It reached 4 million people. I mean, 4 million people it reached. I was on another YouTube channel with an amazing woman who did everything she could to try to get things straightened out. And again, nobody saw them. Nobody told them they were being looked for. I don't get it.
Right, right. So before everything just took place, man, how man, if I could even ask the question on how was things, was y'all getting along okay, or how was things for the time she disappeared? Had they ever been on?
We were getting along fine. I mean, that's the weirdest thing. I mean, we were getting along really fine. There was never any issues. She had always lived here. And yeah, Nick was here for the first couple of months of Lydia's life.
Mm-hmm.
Corey's timeline may be a little bit longer. I would say maybe closer to 2.5 years than 3 years. But yeah, Nick was here. I mean, it's my daughter. She's an adult. She has a baby. This is the father of the baby. So I was willing to accept that. I mean, I can't tell her who she can and who she can't see. But when he come after me, he actually the baby was fussing one night, and he wouldn't let. I didn't know at the time that he was drunk, but I could tell when I walked up to him and could smell it on his breath. And Lydia couldn't have been more than a couple of months old, and she was crying. I heard her saying, "Nick, I need to see the baby."
Mm-hmm.
And he just kept saying, "No, no, no." And this went on 4, maybe 5 times, and Jill was getting really upset. So I went in there and said, "Nick, you need to let her see the baby. Find out what's wrong. She needs a bottle. She needs a diaper change. Let her see what's going on." And he folds his arms like this, and he's like, "No." And then he puts his head down a little further and just starts going like this to me. Well, I folded him. I mean, I'm 60 pounds almost heavier than him, maybe 50 pounds. I'm 180, 185. And so when he makes that claim about, "I'm just a little guy, why would I come after Corey?" Because this guy's because he has no impulse stoppage in his head.
Mm-hmm.
He come after me. I could have torn him to shreds, but instead of doing that, and instead of doing that in front of his daughter and in my house, I held him, and I just held him seriously tight until, God, it must have been 10 minutes. Finally, he calmed down, and Jill said, "I want you out of my whatever, expletives, and I want you out of this house. I don't want you to ever come back again."
So she said this is Nick. She said this is Nick.
Yeah, right
Okay.
to him.
Okay.
She had a ring that he had given to her, and she took the ring off and threw it right at him and said, "Get out of my house." And he packed up and he left. And that was the last time that we had actually seen him until he did that shit with Corey.
Mm-hmm.
And, geez, if Corey stabbed him, why isn't he pending a felonious assault with a weapon?
Right.
I mean, it's right there. And Jill not testified because it hasn't gone to court, but Jill's sworn statement was the exact same thing. He busted through the front door. I mean, why would she make this up to cover for Corey? There's just all along I've said, Jill, if you're out there and this is your choice, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
And she should know I meant that. We all meant that. It's
So you saying the relationship was good between you and Jill? So was the same with the mom? You know, the relationship with the mom was good too. Everybody was good.
Oh, sure. She helped take care of her mom. She'd get up every morning and sit down here in the kitchen and talk with her for an hour, hour and a half, watch something on the tube. Jill loved showing her memes and stuff online and videos, and they had a great relationship.
Interesting.
And she has a great relationship with both of her sisters. Her
Wow.
oldest sister, Rita, the only reason you don't see Heather much with the media is that she is completely against social media.
Right.
My daughter, Heather, she'll be 32 actually on the very same day that Lydia will be 3 on the 16th of September.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
Yeah, tell me that wasn't a birthday present for my daughter.
Right,
She
right,
got a new niece on her birthday.
right. So,
So, anyway, everything was good there. Rita, her oldest sister, would come over once a week, take her shopping, get her out of the house, and go have lunch, hang out for a few hours, and then bring her back home. And she'd come over every Sunday too and do the same thing because she wanted to hang out with Bray. Rita wanted to hang out with Bray and hang out with Lydia and Jill. I mean, I could tell you how they feel about the situation, but that's not for me to do that.
right, I understand. Trust me, I understand. I understand.
So something's just not right here. There's something here. I just need something to kind of tighten this up a little.
Yeah, you know what? Listening to you and on the outside looking in, it sounds strange to me too. Because if everything was good, I mean, you had to ask, what happened now, But I guess the question I had to ask you next is, have her and Nick ever went on trips together before? And did she come back and say it was a bad trip, or did they have problems then, or what?
Well, not trips, but she used to work with him before she was pregnant with Lydia. She used to work with him up north, Casco, Maine, or that area.
Mm-hmm.
And they would stay up there for a week, and then she would come down here every weekend on Friday, and she'd spend the whole weekend with her son, and then she would take off again.
Mm-hmm.
There were some instances where, and this is the absolute truth, my oldest daughter was called more than a few times and was asked by Jill to come and get her. Nick was scaring her. And that's one of the reasons why my daughter just absolutely despises him. I mean, she's an open-minded person, and she's great with you, but don't do anything to harm her sisters. Period.
Right.
Just like they all are. They all are.
You said earlier that Jill got mad at him and told him to get out and threw the ring at him. Now, I hear a lot of people had that situation before, but, after that, how long did it take for them to get back to start messing with each other? Because apparently she must have had to let him back in to give it a second chance or a third chance. So how long was they apart before they get back together? If you know the answer.
It was a long time. I mean,
Okay.
A very long time, and they weren't really back together.
Mm-hmm.
He was allowed to have supervised visits as long as Jill wasn't there, but somebody was there that was approved for the supervised visit. In this case, it was my sister Lori.
Mm-hmm.
And everything seemed to be going good. He did this for maybe 5-6 weeks. He got a new job and it just stopped. And this was when she was maybe a year and a half. And it pissed Jill off. She's like, you're her father. If you want to be her father, you've got to, well, I've got a new job. She's like, well, my Aunt Lori doesn't, she's on disability, so she's open to any kind of new arrangement you would like to do.
Mm-hmm.
And he just never made that effort, ever made that effort.
Always had an excuse.
Yeah. Or I can't do it. I have this. I can't do this because I have that.
Right. Mr. Ron, somebody asked a question. They said, do Jill have custody of her son? If you can answer that.
No, she does not.
Okay.
We're going to be honest here. She went through a really dark place about 5 years ago, a little more than 5 years ago.
Okay.
She has gotten through that, and she got through it extremely successfully and with a pride.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud that she overcame that darkness. But at the same time, that's when Nick came into her life. She was in this vulnerable moment. And it was easy to see that she was kind of in this vulnerable moment.
Right.
Anything I take from that is only speculation. Whether he saw this and took advantage of it, I don't know. But she's been a very good mother. That's what That's what baffles me. She loves her son. I know she loves her son, and I can't imagine. He's got his first football game tomorrow.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
I can't imagine her missing that.
Right. Right. I
It
mean,
was my
going by what you're
birthday.
saying, yeah, going by what you're saying, I can imagine her missing it either. First football game, I can't imagine it either. So,
Right, and
wow,
she was there for almost every game last year.
man.
So that's the part that just completely baffles me. It just,
So, Mr. Ron,
and
let me ask you: when you first laid eyes on Nick, what was your first impression of him? You can be honest. Say how you feel. You can be honest.
I don't know. I wasn't sure what my daughter saw in him.
Got you. Okay.
He's kind of a brash, in your face kind of guy. Just something about him. He's got a bullshit air about him. I don't know, for lack of a better way of describing it. But again, like I said, she's an adult. I can't tell her who to see and who not to see.
Absolutely.
And the whole thing about this toxic shit, there was no toxic anything here. I mean, I got Corey sitting right here next to me and my grandson Braid having a ball with him. They play video games together.
Yeah, we hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
we hearing.
I asked him to keep it down. He tried to argue with me about it.
Yeah, I don't ask that because we were trying to hear you. We didn't want the kids to be all up in. So we were just trying to hear you. But we understand though. Everything good. But everything good. They ain't been loud though. Everything good. Everything good.
All right.
So he had the toxic thing. Where how it goes. Everybody got an excuse for something. But here's my thing though, and I guess I guess you pretty much answering the question because you don't know. I'm like, why would they talk to the police, but she won't talk to you if, according to you, she always communicate with you whenever she's doing things and whenever she's gone far away, she always communicate with you. But because I'm noticing when I heard that, it's only him talking. What has Jill came out and said, or has she said anything?
I haven't heard her say anything. They assured me that she did. Detective Ray assured me that she did, and he said he interacted with Lydia as well. She smiled and waved to him or said hi or something. But he seems to be the one doing all the talking.
Right.
So far. And why would he contact the news station before he would contact the police? That makes no sense. You want to know my personal feeling?
Go ahead.
Somewhere or another, people have been. He must know at least a few people that have been paying attention to some of the message boards, some of the Facebook, groups,
of course.
And I think he may have caught wind of the fact that somebody was going to try to push for the court date for the felony assault. And if he didn't show up, then all of a sudden this would have become a criminal case.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Then he would have been. Then he would have been a felon on the run, or not yet convicted. He would have been a fugitive on the run.
Wow.
So, and it seems to be within this was talked about just the last week or so and brought up in a couple of different rooms. And all of a sudden, boom, he sends an email.
Right. Yeah, I heard that. I'm like, that ain't right. What's really going on, So, Mr. Ron, let me ask you. So, whoever this detective that you talked to, he didn't think, or did he tell you that he asked Jill to pat you in so at least you could see she was okay? Or did they offer that and she refused, or what?
He told me that they did not want people to know where they are. Jeez, this just isn't like her. I don't know. I have so many feelings right now.
I can imagine.
Inside, I feel this rage. I feel this anger. I feel this hurt. I feel this confusion that is. I'm having a hard time processing things right now. And
I can imagine.
I just don't have a way to describe that other than those are the things that I'm feeling altogether.
Right. And I think anybody in your situation will feel the same way, you know. But here's my thing, though. You know, I guess she didn't necessarily tell you where she was, but at least let you see that her and Lydia is okay. You know, could they at least give you that much? At least you can hear their voice, if not see them. You know.
From what I understand, they called whatever local police department and had a wellness check.
Okay.
And but again, the detective didn't tell me this at the time, so maybe it hadn't happened yet. But I guess they sent a wellness check, and supposedly they brought Nick out into a car and talked to him separately, and somebody talked to Jill separately in wherever it is they're staying. I don't know anything other than that. But
dang, man,
jeez, you hear. I've talked to, I mean, literally thousands of people have contacted me. They've sent me messages, let me know how they're keeping their eyes open, and there were tips from everywhere. There were tips from Colorado. There were tips from Nevada, from Florida, from the Carolinas, and whether they panned out or not, my point is so many people were looking for them. And nobody said anything. Nobody said anything. Makes no sense. And not only that, Jill gets Social Security because of Lydia. It's on behalf of Lydia. These are Lydia's checks because she was born premature. Jill didn't apply for this. It's something that I guess the government automatically does when a child's born premature. So she's got now, as of September 1st, $1,500 worth of Social Security checks here. That doesn't make any sense. And she always used this money to buy things for Lydia, to buy her new clothes, buy her these, you know, whatever it is, food, special food that she liked. But it always went towards towards Lydia. And she's not the kind of person to have just left $1,500 sitting here. And there's nothing that me or my wife can do about it. I mean, if there was a way we could deposit them in an account to hold for her, they still can't do that because they can't cash the checks. It's worthless paper without a signature.
You know, Mr. Ron, the more I hear you talk about this, the more it sounds like this either a control situation or what, because it's still, I've been notified that he's went to talk to another YouTuber, Nick. He has went to talk to another YouTuber, I guess gave his side of the situation. But here's my thing, you know, I guess I don't have no issue with that, but when is Jill going to come out and say she's okay? You know, if he's talking, why he's doing all the talking? Why she's not coming out and talking? You know, why she has not at least called you and say, hey, Dad, this is me. I don't want to let you know I am okay. It's almost like he's doing all the talking, but he's blocking her from the communication. That's what it sounds like. I don't know.
It almost sounds like he's trying to monitor what is said. He's not, as far as IQ goes, a very smart guy, but he's very street smart. You know, you don't have to have an IQ of 160 to be an extremely good manipulator.
Right.
And like I said, I've talked to some women since this has all happened that have talked to me to try to help me understand the role of as the abuser or the one being abused.
Right.
And they say you get into a mode. You get into a mode where you're so afraid. You're just so afraid. And I don't know. I've never experienced it, but I get it.
You know,
I get the psychological standpoint of it. Absolutely.
I spoke on it a couple of times on this podcast. I mainly speak on children and whatnot, you know, but we'll talk about other stuff as well, as far as in the crime community and whatnot. And that's one of the things we have discussed in my last few podcasts about being in abusive relationships, you know, and I always ask the question, I don't know why you don't leave. But just what you just said, people in my chat room have said the same thing. You know, it ain't easy as it sounds. You know, I never been in an abusive relationship, so I don't know. But I guess as far as a woman goes, it's totally different. You know, it could be anything that's making them stay. It ain't that they want to stay. You know, I guess they are scared to make moves because you got so many people when they do move, they stalk them to death. And they seem to find out wherever they at, no matter how far they try to hide, even they hiding in the woods. The person still end up finding them somehow. So I'm glad you brought that up because we discussed it plenty of times over here, you know, and I guess it's different from a man because most of the time it's us who probably doing it, you know, but for a woman, I guess
Right.
it's just something totally different, you know, and I'm not a woman, so I can't really just speak on it because I'm not a woman and I've never been abused, but only a woman who's been in that situation can pretty much explain, you know, how it is. And by the sign of what you're telling me, man, I promise you, it sounds like that's exactly what's going on here, you know, that it's being controlled,
does.
being abused, and, you know, it just crazy. I just heard him say on the article, we jumping from place to city, something like that. Why are you doing it for what? You doing it for what?
In what? In what?
Right.
I mean, this car, everybody knew what this car looked like. It was a gray Jetta with a black bumper. I mean, it's pretty distinctive. And I know all of New England, including all the way down to New York City, have been notified. FBI was notified. All game wardens were notified. State police, local police. I don't know if the Canadian border was covered or anything because there are some what they call soft borders in Maine where people can actually go over and nobody will see it happen. It's not as as common these days since pot is legal in Maine, so they pay more attention to these soft borders. So I mean, but point being is that they contacted everybody up to the FBI. I was contacted from the Center of Missing and Exploited Children. This was taken real serious. At one point last week, John Walsh was going over things. I didn't speak to him personally. Somebody else did.
Okay.
But supposedly John Walsh was going over things, and this was interesting to him. I never heard anything more about it, but these are the things I was told. People have come out of the woodwork to try to help me and help my family and help put this back together and put it behind us. But this is not behind us at all. If anything, now we got this huge offense in front of our face. And the people that are coming out of the woodwork saying, I knew this is the way it was. I knew she was living in a toxic situation. It's not true. I mean, I have hundreds of friends, literally personal friends. None of them would ever tell you that anything existed like that in this house.
Right.
None of them.
Right.
I mean,
let me ask you this right here, because one thing I did catch that he said they started going to church 99% of the time. Now, was they doing that at first?
never.
I didn't think
I don't
so.
think Jill's. I don't
so.
think Jill's ever been to a church ever. I mean, we're not religious people, but we don't. You know, whatever my kids have ever decided they want or believe in, they're welcome to believe or want to believe in that.
Right.
But Jill has never gone to a church.
They sound a suspect to me within itself because, again, a lot of people do go to church, but you would say this now after all this going on, and now we're going to church now. I even said, nah, that ain't happening. You saying that now sound like to me trying to save face. You know, now if you had told me that they've been going to church, then I'm like, okay, then well, maybe you got a point. But I can just almost tell by the situation that's going on. He threw that up in there. We going to church now. I say, no, you're not. I already said it myself. I'm on the outside looking at it. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't believe that. I don't believe it at all.
That, if he's able to get 99.9% of his work through church, somewhere out of that 99.9%, somebody should have told him a month and a half ago, you got people looking for you.
Thank you. And then on top of that, why you got to go jump from city to city just to go to church? I don't understand that. Why you got to do all that? So, I mean, you going to church at every city y'all stop at, you know. So I didn't really believe that either, you know. But, again, the more I talk to you and the more I hear about this situation, again, it points to controlling and maybe abuse. And my thing is now the safety of that baby. However, though, what it sounds like to me what's working against you is because she's grown. That's what's working against you. That's why they pretty much don't wash their hands with it now. She grown. She says she's okay. Right. So they pretty much washing their hands with it, you know. I don't know what more you could do at this point, Mr. Ron. I guess you can still continue to do your research and find out what's really going on and get some kind of proof or evidence that, you know, it ain't what he said what it is, because it sounds like to me he's not going to let Jill talk. I won't be surprised if he see this and then he try to come talk to me, because apparently he trying to get himself out, but you ain't letting Jill say nothing, but you want to get your side out. What about Jill's side? What about Lydia's side? What about their side? You know, wow.
Jill's never been one to be shy to speak. Never, ever. She's a, and that's what really bothers me. She's a strong-willed person as a rule. So I don't know. And then there's this about a text message she sent to Nick. I don't know anything about that. Corey, I'm worried about Corey. Bray is doing really good. Her grandson or her son, considering the circumstances, he's still here every weekend. I mean, he loves us. We love him, and his dad's fiance. We're all close. There's no animosity there, and there never has been. But I'm worried about Corey. I've got. It's God. How do I say this without sounding cold? But I've got.
Man,
I still have a life. I still have a life to live for other people in my life.
Right.
And I'm really worried about Corey. I'm worried about his mental well-being more than anything in the world. I don't think I've ever seen a more broken man in my life. So that's what I'm saying. And the things that the emotions that I'm feeling since last night or since yesterday, I haven't felt those emotions through this at all. And now it's like, I don't know. There's just no closure. There's no closure.
I don't think this would be close for anybody. I don't think it is. Just because he said everything's okay don't mean everything is okay.
Right. And what proof do I have? I don't even know where they are. I don't know what state they're in.
Right.
I mean, there's claim about being in a different state from what he said, but at the same time, that's, again, he's a manipulator. So he's going to say what he thinks is the right thing or what people may want to hear that makes him sound more legit.
Yeah, and one of those situations that, we heard Nick, so, okay, everybody throw your hands up, the case is closed, but everybody ain't looking at it like that. Everybody's still saying, something ain't right.
And it wasn't like we hated Nick at first or anything like that. We actually, our door's always been open to people. My arms have always been open for people. And we give everybody a chance. It's just how we are. Old hippie blood, I guess. But it's just how we are. I mean, we're open for everybody. We give everybody, somebody hungry, grab something to eat. What do you want to eat? I'll fix you something. So it wasn't bad at first with Nick. It's when he started showing some sides of him every time he drank that were not good. And he's one of those type that all of a sudden he's loud. And then from that point, aggressive. So I don't know. I wish I had answers. I wish I had the perfect answers to tell you and everybody out there listening, but I don't have. I have questions going through my head like crazy that I have no answers for.
Right. Hey, trust me, any father in your situation will feel the same way. And even people who probably ain't fathers listening to you and hearing this story, they would think the same thing. Something ain't right, especially if you know your daughter. Something ain't right about this. And then you say she's leaving behind benefits to support the daughter. I don't believe that either. Who's going to leave that behind to support the baby? So,
right.
Oh, wow. That man. Mr. Ron, best thing I can tell you, man, hopefully whatever is really going on, maybe Jill can break away and call you, let you know, hey, it ain't what he's saying what's going on. And maybe they will open the can of worms back up if people do a deeper look at what's going on with this. Because right now,
Exactly.
Yeah, because right now, you know, they saying they done with it. And I don't think they should be done with it, but they claim they made contact then. So I guess they just going back. If she said she okay, then by her being a dope.
Even the news guy that come over and talked to me that did the report for Channel 8, he felt the same way. He's like, there's something here that just doesn't sound right to us.
Right.
And, or to him in particular. And he goes, something here isn't quite, we're not getting something. Something is being left out of this story. And he didn't know what. And I don't either.
Right.
You know, until I hear her voice tell me everything's okay.
Right.
It's not done.
There you go. And
that's all because I can tell when my daughter talks to me if what she's saying to me is genuine or not.
Gotcha.
So it's open for me. It's going to be open for me until I hear my daughter speak to me. And if she tells me this is what I chose, it's really what I wanted, Dad, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
But there's no reason for her to just completely. What 28-year-old girl that does this and just lets go of her mother and her father and her sisters and her fiance and number one, her son.
Right.
I mean, weird things like me and Jill always sit down every Saturday when football season starts. I mean, we're college people, and we always sit down, and I miss things like that. I mean, it's just these are the way we got along.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean. That there's nothing toxic here that's going on.
Right. Wow.
But
Mr. Ron,
I thank you so much for giving me a voice.
Oh, no problem.
Much.
Carol came to me a couple of days ago, and like I told him, you know, my schedule just get hectic sometimes. She asked me yesterday, did you reach out to him? She said, hey, he really needs a voice. You know, we want to help get a voice in. And I told her that I'll reach out to him, and she gave me information. Then after I read everything, I said, wow, this is nuts. You know, I mean, anybody would be outraged by this. This is nuts, you know. And the fact, still, even with that, though, the fact that the police just drop it like that, you know, you would think somebody would be like, hey, I'm going to pick this up and look in deeper because they just sound kind of crazy. Because to be honest, there's no reason for you to be jumping like that if nothing's going on. Why are you jumping around like that if nothing is going on, you know?
Yeah,
so
I don't
understand that.
2 months?
For 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
Come on.
For 2
and
months.
They just found out we've been looking for them, or somebody's been looking for them.
Right, man. Mr. Ron, my condolences, man. And again, best thing I can say, hopefully she can break away or whatever's going on and tell you, hey, I did choose this, or nay, I didn't. We need help. Or whatever's going on.
Just need to hear the voice.
Just need to hear the voice. Absolutely. And man.
I'll accept what she tells me. I'll accept. I mean, like I said, she's 28 years old. She's a grown woman. She can make her own decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And if this was her decision, then so be it.
Right.
But I need to know for sure, some way or somehow, that it really was her decision.
Right. I don't blame you. I don't blame you because a lot of people can, just like somebody said in the chat room, text don't mean nothing nowadays. We need actual proof. Text don't mean nothing.
It really does. I mean,
and I'm just
you can mask numbers really easy. It's not that hard to do it. The software is out there to download. Boom, you can use it.
Right.
So, but at any rate, this is where I stand, and I'm trying to process all these feelings. It ain't easy.
Trust me, I understand.
Or is it easy?
Right.
We're not all, hillbilly in Maine.
Right. Well, hopefully Jill is seeing this, not only me, but whoever else you didn't talk to or you are going to talk to. Maybe she see this and say that, hey, my dad is really looking for me and my dad really cares. I got to find a way to get in contact with him. and let them
That's
know
all.
that this ain't that, you know. So hopefully she will, and we can get a better closure than what we got now. Cause yeah, like the LE saying, they done. That's
It
it.
just really is not like her to completely drop her whole family for one person that
Right.
hasn't given her much of anything for the last 3.5 years, or been in his daughter's life much.
Hmm.
I mean, I see he addressed losing his other two kids, but uh, it was because of actions that he did that he lost all parental rights to him. But that's neither here nor there. I mean, that should raise red flags, but
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't. But
Well, Mr. Ron, my condolences, man. My prayers to you, man. I can wish. I don't know thing I can do, man. Wish for the best, man. Hopefully, this will be a better outcome than what we're hearing right now. And
I appreciate it, Chris, so much, brother.
No
More
problem,
than you
man.
can imagine.
No problem, man. And I try my best to keep up with you. If I don't care, she sure will keep up with you. So you got my prayers, man. Hopefully she'll see this, man, and maybe she'll break away, come and contact you, man.
I hope so.
All right, Mr. Ron.
Again, thanks, brother.
No problem, man. No problem.
Have a good night, everybody. Good day, folks.
All right, brother. All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. You know what? I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish that on nobody. You know, I think that's no way to explain it. You know, I'm even lost for words. You know, and like I told her, the thing that's working against him now is that she's grown and ain't nothing he can really do because she's 28 years old. So if she tell them that she okay, then yeah, they washing their hands with it. But I'm like him. That was me. Nah, y'all may be through with it, but I'm not. I'm gonna find out what's going on. As long as I'm still breathing, I'm gonna find out what's going on. That's unacceptable. Y'all could at least patch me through, let me see it for myself, or at least record the video and let me see it for myself so I can see my baby's body language to see if she is okay. And if I can read her body language, she okay, just like you said, all right, cool. Done deal. Stay safe. But the fact y'all let him doing all the talking and y'all did the video and didn't do no recording so y'all could show Mr. Ron what's going on, you know, it kind of baffles me a little bit. But, you know, he said, like they said, they don't want nobody to know their whereabouts. Well, he didn't have to know the whereabouts. He just needed to see his daughter and the baby on a video to say that they okay. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. You know, so, wow. Like I tell y'all guys, doing this stuff, just when you think you heard the worst is yet to come. And I promise you, from the sign devil on the outside looking in, straight abuse and controlling. And I'm more concerned for that baby. Because if he's abusive and control like this, especially when he drank, if he beating on Jill, imagine what he doing to that child. And you would think they'd probably raise red flags enough right there. You know? So, if that is the case, and we are correct on that, if he's abusing Jill, especially when he get drunk like that, what is he doing to Lydia? And probably doing worse to Lydia than what he doing to Jill. Because she's the defenseless one. Okay? All right? And again, I just think that's strange. You trying to reach out to everybody now. YouTubers on the news. You reaching out to news people. You reached out to the news people before you reached out to the police. Now, yeah, that's odd to me too. You know, I saw my man Ikemel, he put up something about he talked to Nicholas on the phone or whatnot. Why you calling everybody else, man? And why you doing all the talking? Why you doing all the talking? So I'll say this. If he do see me, he want to talk to me, I'm going to tell him straight up. I ain't talking to you unless it's on video and I get to see Lydia and Jill. I'll talk to you then. And we could bring her daddy back. If we could bring her daddy back so he can see his child is okay, I'll talk to you then. But you can't go by there, bro. I don't want to talk to you. Don't give me no phone calls or nothing. I want straight video. Straight video of you, her, and their child. And we're going to bring her daddy back so her daddy can see his child. And let Jill tell him herself, Dad, this was my choice. Then he can lay all this to rest. But I doubted this was this girl's choice because sound like she had a good life. Sound like she had a good life. So who the fuck gonna leave that behind? Then you got all that benefit money leave behind? Nobody will leave all that behind, especially if it's to support their child. Come on, I ain't no dad. I ain't even know that much. Nobody's gonna leave that much money behind to be with some mangy ass fool. But then again, maybe so. But I highly doubt it. It's a very low percentage. Okay? So the more he talked, and the more I read into this story, no, this ain't by no damn choice. Some of y'all may believe it's by choice. This ain't by no damn choice. I don't believe that for not one bit. But however, though, if she does come out and say it is by choice, and she got the demeanor behind it, all right, I'm like him. It is what it is. It is what it is. But everything tells me this is not by choice, because if it see, here's the thing. If this was by choice, Jill would be talking too. Not just him. Jill would be talking too. Now, whoever this police is claim he talked to Jill and saw the child. I don't know if he did or not. But again, you would think if the cops did talk and saw the video, if he didn't want to put him on the call with them, at least record on another device and let them see, hey, here go your baby right here, man, to show you that she's alive. But they didn't do that because they were afraid he was going to find out where they was at. But, again, if this was by choice, he would have no problem letting Jill talk. He would have no problem with Jill calling her dad. All right? He would have told the police, y'all know what? Let's not have this conversation in private. Get Jill dad on the phone so she could tell him that she's okay. Let's do that. But nope. You doing all the talking, sir. To me, that's a red flag. So again, I can only say so much. Like, I never been in no abusive relationship. I'm not a woman, so I don't know how it is. I'm like every other man. I ask y'all the same question. Why the hell you won't leave? All right? Why the hell you won't leave? But like a lot of y'all said, it's easier said than done. It's easier said than done. And I can only take y'all word for it. I can only take y'all word for it. All right. So I'm happy I was able to give him a voice. He was able to speak out and say how he feel. The way he really get everything out how he felt, because he got mixed emotions. And I believe any dad, any mom will have mixed emotions about this. And then her mom, wow, that's even sad. The mom ain't even heard from her daughter. And she'd been in the hospital and everything. Like I tell y'all people, I don't know what generation people we got in this era, but it's fucked up. It is. It is. It really is. So, Nick, let me say this to you, bro. If everything is genuine like you say it is, man, let that woman talk. Let her talk. All right? Let her talk. Let her get on videos. Let her do all that. Let her talk, man. You ain't got to do all the talking. Why everybody got to hear your side and don't hear her side? So, yeah. So, next time, if you do holler at my boy Icky Mill, shout out to Icky Mill. Next time you talk to him, let Lydia do the calling. Not you. Nobody want to hear you no more. Mr. I go to church 99% of the time. That's bullshit. I knew that bullshit when I heard it. Everybody want to go to church when they start fucking up. How many of y'all noticed that? Everybody want to go to church when they start doing wrong shit. You ain't gotta jump from city to city to go to no damn church. If you was that gene while going to church, you could have stayed right where the hell you was to go to church. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But Jill, dear, if you listening, dear, first chance you get, break away and call your dad. Cause I believe what your dad said. That man got wind of what's going on, how people are spreading his story around. That's why he came out and started talking. But if it wasn't start getting around like it is now, he still wouldn't have said nothing. So he been looking at social media, which a lot of them do that. They look at social media and see what people saying. They do that. But I've been told y'all they do that. All these stories I do, probably Icky Mail do, or whoever else in this true crime community, whatever the hell you want to call it, everybody's listening. Trust me, especially the perpetrators. They the one who listening the hardest. They the one who listening the hardest. I guarantee you. That man has been listening to social media. He been looking at these Facebooks. He probably in a couple of these Facebook groups and see where everybody talking. And to clear some of the smoke, that's why he coming out talking now. Now, you made it fool a whole lot of people, but a lot of people still saying you full of shit. And I'm one of them. So, cut it out, sir. Knock it off. All right? Right? Anyway, y'all. I'm your man, Chris Thorns, and man, I catch y'all next time. And Mr. Rum, my condolences to you, man. Hoping she'll break away and call you, man. All right.